All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about music, culture, politics. What else? I don't know. I'm not in my lane, so if you guys don't like that, then just be warned. Doing what I do in real time for a few real people out here, just like you there, just like you and me. They don't like pointing, so how about waving? I was gonna watch you, but you started waving. It's got to be a bot. There's got to be like a device that you just plug in somewhere and it just will troll. That's what I get. So, anyway, Carlos Santana, you can put him in the column where he's for Big Bunny. I mean Bad Bunny or whatever bunny it is. He says that he did not make certain comments about Bad Bunny. This article is depressing. I'm going to bring it to you, though, anyway, because you know what? You're going to have to suffer with me. So, the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer has issued a statement after false reports circulated on the internet that he claimed he criticized the NFL for choosing Bad Bunny as the 2026 headliner. Carlos Santana wants everyone to know that he has no problem with the Bad Bunny being the halftime show. He says, I congratulate and celebrate Bad Bunny's success. Now, keep in mind, this is on a classic rock website that I'm getting this info. The classic rockers, right? Do they really care about Bad Bunny? No. For the most part, they don't. They care about Carlos, so maybe they care about what Carlos is saying. And Carlos could say, what would be cool is if they had me at the halftime instead of this guy, Bad Bunny. Kind of switch it up a little bit. Give the fans some classic rock or whatever. Just rock in general. Dude, nobody wants classic rock anymore. Just get over yourself. Get over it, man. Okay, I'll get over it, but I'm still going to cover this. I congratulate and celebrate Bad Bunny's success and his position right now with the world and with the Super Bowl. Is he Jesus? I mean, his position with the world and the Super Bowl? I feel total oneness with what he's doing because we are here to utilize art. Wait a minute, Carlos. Why don't you ask Bad Bunny if you can perform with him at the Super Bowl if you feel total oneness with him? Anyway, we are here to utilize art to complement and bring the world closer to harmony and oneness. Anyone out here think that the choice of Bad Bunny is promoting harmony and oneness? Look, is this really that important? It kind of isn't, but it's just bizarre. So someone puts out a hopeful headline, and this is a new trend. Alex, I'll take things we hope to be reported for 1,000, right? And this is maybe the $800 question, not the 1,000. But you're thinking to yourself, yeah, it'd be cool if Carlos Santana would condemn this, but he's all in. He thinks it's great. Yeah, bring in the bunny. You know what I mean? So Carlos goes on to say even more. We're living in a time of fear, division, separation, superiority, and inferiority. Now, let me translate here. The division, I think, is the political divide, which quite honestly has always been here. The fear, I guess, has to do with certain people being here who shouldn't be here, and those people maybe not being here anymore. And those people are probably big fans of the Bad Bunny. Now, superiority and inferiority, I think, means certain groups are superior and other groups are inferior. That's what's implied here. Where, that whole, what is it, e pluribus unum thing, that whole idea of the melting pot. Instead, we should have a stove with multiple pots on it, like 100 different pots. And if you don't like the pots on the stove, then it's your fault. It's your problem. There's no unity. He talks about unity and harmony and oneness. No. It's just the opposite. This promotes all of the opposite of what he's talking about. He goes on. He keeps going. Just to be clear, my heart is in total harmony with Bad Bunny, and I celebrate his success, his triumph, and his phenomenal achievement. He's conquered the world. No, I added that last part. He didn't actually say the conquered the world part. Anything other than that is coming from people's ignorance, he said. Good. He's saying we're all ignorant. Good job, Carlos. Santana noted that those who believe the fabricated comments out there about Bad Bunny are not in harmony with themselves. Interesting, because the entire, like, I don't know how many years, like the last 50 years, maybe longer, if you don't believe the fabricated comments out there, then I don't know. I mean, we've been brainwashed for 50 years with fabricated comments, things that aren't true. I mean, all you got to do is go back to like 2020, 2021, and you'll get a ton of stuff that's not true. So a bunch of people believe those fabricated comments, and maybe they're not in harmony with themselves. But if we are out here thinking maybe Carlos is okay, and then we find out that he's all in for this. He goes on to say more. The people who make up such things, I invite them to do something more creative with their energy. If you're going to create a dialogue for America of unity, harmony, and oneness. Lord knows we need it right now. In conclusion, let me say this. Santana is all about bringing unity, harmony, oneness, hope, courage, enthusiasm, light, spirit, and soul. Peace in your heart, peace in your mind, peace in your family. We are one, peace on earth. Huh. All right, well, this normally would prompt me to talk about Jesus because he's really the only one who can do all this stuff. He did say, Lord knows we need it right now. It should read, we really need the Lord right now. That's how it should read, not Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is not our savior, okay? The way he talks about Bad Bunny, like he's the unifier. He's the reason for the season, Bad Bunny. Oh, we can't have football without Bad Bunny. We can't have halftime without Bad Bunny. We can't have families without Bad Bunny. No, it might just be the opposite. All of this pop culture, worship that's going on here is just, it's sad. And this guy has said some crazy stuff about America. He's got some crazy personal habits and issues. I don't know. I mean, to go all in like this, I guess, you have to refute if something is said that's not true. You could just say, no, I didn't say that. But then he goes on to give, the Gettysburg Address regarding Bad Bunny. And I'm not sure it was worth all that, okay? I'm not sure. I mean, Bad Bunny is not Mother Teresa, okay? And by the way, if Mother Teresa were appearing at the Super Bowl, if she was still with us, she'd probably get booed, right? As a right-wing radical. It's just, I'm just tired of the culture war and the gaslighting and the constant, you've got to like this. And look, we've even got Carlos Santana now agreeing that Bad Bunny is a good thing. All right, great report. What's Carlos doing these days? Any new music out there with Carlos? How's the tour going? How's his health lately? He's had some interesting episodes recently. Is he okay? Can we get an update on that? Nope. All we know is that the hopeful report that went out that was fake news, okay, has been refuted and rebutted by Carlos Santana. So now we rejoin your regularly scheduled media brainwashing in progress all the time, 24 hours a day. There we go. So again, Bad Bunny, Super Bowl. Don't forget, there's an alternative halftime show. If you get anything out of this video, there's an alternative halftime show put on by Turning Point USA. That Charlie Kirk thing. And I know that's super controversial. We're gonna applaud Bad Bunny and his amazing world dominance. But Charlie Kirk, he's the worst person that ever lived, and teachers and doctors and lawyers and all kinds of people all over the country basically were happy the day that Charlie lost his life. And I think that was a game changing thing to find out that my fellow Americans applauded, some of them applauded that event. That really kind of cements it for me. It kind of says to me, you know what? Some of this is just demonic. I don't have another. There's no other cards in the deck other than to play the demon card. I don't know what else is there. Is it, he talks about people's ignorance. It's beyond ignorance. There's some kind of fog that has rolled in, and it got really thick after 2020 and 2021, and it hasn't lifted. And I don't know, I think if you search through, right, we're in October, so people are going to see ghosts and goblins and all kinds of things out there. You're gonna think that maybe the atmosphere has just changed permanently, and there's this negative electricity, this negative energy that permeates everything. And I, for one, think it's spiritual warfare. That's what I think. I don't have anything better than that. And if you do, great. Okay, then tell me what it is. Well, Dave, if you would just focus on talking about good music, you know what, folks? The classic rock era is ending, all right? It's going away. And I've just decided, look, I'm going to talk about things that are important to me. They may not be important to you. You may not care. But all I can say is that I'm not in control of anything. I'm just here talking about it. And my opinions are my own. So you're free to switch channels. You know what I mean? Find something else to watch. But Carlos Santana, I don't know, bro. I think just think all you had to do was say, no, it wasn't me. I didn't say that. Best of luck to everybody. But nope. Instead, he's like, I'm all in. Bad Bunny is the world's greatest hero. He's the musician of the century. Does he play any instruments? He probably does, but I don't know which one he plays. Maybe he plays guitar. I know Carlos plays guitar, and it would have been cool to have Carlos at the Super Bowl, but he's just happy for Big Bunny. And me too. I'm fine with Big Bunny so long as I can watch the other alternative Super Bowl halftime show. You guys do what you want to do. I'll do what I want to do, and everything will be cool. All right? All right, so another mindless, rambling, disorganized video is in the can and on the way to the museum of things that don't really matter. So God bless. See you soon. I'm pointing again just because I've had too much caffeine. Don't forget, buy me a coffee.